Hello, and welcome back to Cosmic Spark. It is Tando, and I'm back again with another video. Today has been a long time coming. I've been wanting to film this video for like 6 or 7 days, but I had to wait for my body to have the energy because my nervous system is fully dysregulated right now. So my ideas of how I want to continue this channel and the pace I want to travel at is just not matching what's going on in my body, what's going on in my life. So I think the person who needs forgiveness the most is myself. I need to forgive myself for not being able to achieve. I have this thing where I must do all the time. But enough of that. Let's get straight into the reading. I don't want it to be overly long. I'm going to try this thing where I'm going to be filming where I pull the cards and looking at you to see if I can overlay it so that you can see what I'm doing. So that'll be really fun. So yeah, let's get that started. Alrighty, wow, it's been so long. I'm like, how do I even begin this reading? I don't know about you, but Libra season was entirely heavy. A lot of Librans seem to agree with this. So yeah, it was a lot. So I'm curious to see what my readers and whoever will be magnetized to this video, what is the main, where are you at right now? Actually, that's a great place to start. Angels, ancestors, spirit, I welcome you into this space. Please come through. Where are my collective presently? And then we can go from there. And then you'll know whether or not this reading is for you. Angels, ancestors, spirit, please come through to this space. You are welcome. Only for my and my collective's highest and greatest good only. What is the state of my collective presently? There we go. We've got two cards that have jumped out. We have the Judgment card. This is the Judgment card, which I will show you here. Or maybe I should show you on this other camera. I haven't decided yet, but we've got the Judgment card and we've got the Five of Cups in this deck. I use a mixture of two decks, the Monaro Tarot and the Raphaelite Tarot. I might put it down here. Just because I can. So the state of my collective at the moment. Okay, I feel like this is kind of in tune with what I was saying. There's this sense that for some of us, we have completed a cycle, we have completed a death of an old self, a death of an old life. If we think about a lot of the astrology that's going on this year, there's going to be a lot of changing over of signs, placements that had been in a particular sign for, 10, 12, 20 years, all of a sudden making changes this year. So it feels like this half of the year, now that we're in November, we're about halfway through Scorpio season, you might be feeling newness. You're starting to come out. I'm focused specifically on this man here. There's a man in the card and he is like resurrecting, but he's still folded over, so he's not fully resurrected. He's coming out of it, and so there might be this like fog still. You might even underestimate how much you've moved out of old energy because it's too close to that old energy for you to fully appreciate that you've moved out of it, right? And then with the Five of Cups, this lady is holding a cup. She's holding one of the 5 cups, and I feel like many of us have had to accept a situation that was not fully kosher. Like nothing, maybe it's a circumstance where what you got out of a situation isn't what you wanted, what you planned for. It was less than you imagined. It wasn't as glamorous as you imagined. And so that creates this like, I will accept it, but there is a slight disappointment. That's kind of the energy that I'm getting. Let me just do my hair because I feel it coming loose. Except this is fine as it is. Alrighty, let me pull some clarifiers and I'll try and understand what exactly is the energy that we're coming out of. What's the disappointment? What is this? Alright, ride the wave. Has children. Cash poor, asset rich. Convenient. Daddy Saturn. We love Daddy Saturn. And limited mindset. Okay, so the energy, if this reading is for you, the energy you're coming out of, the recent disappointment, but also the energy you're moving away from. Limited mindset definitely is coming through. It feels like for some of us, there might have been a really big overhaul in your finances. You might have received a severance package. You might have reached a really big financial milestone. And there's something about reaching, something about possibly having a financial emergency that made you better respect what your money is there for. It's giving, you might have had your priorities not in order. You might have been someone who was very much about spoiling yourself and like YOLO, and then maybe it has to do with children. Maybe you had to, you know, shell out some money because a child ended up in hospital, that sort of thing. So it's giving an emergency or like a bad situation, like you got fired or redundant, and then, you know, you've got your severance package. Something along those lines. Money spent or money received that puts things into perspective. All of a sudden it's, oh my God, what if I cut back on this and I start funneling more money into my children? What if I haven't actually been investing in myself because of my limited mindset, because I had convinced myself that there's something wrong with me, you know? There's no way anyone would want to see my art, you know? And then all of a sudden you leave a job and you're like, wait a minute, could I invest in myself now? Maybe that I couldn't before. So yeah, it's an event imposed by Saturn. So some of you could be in your Saturn return like me, or it just felt Saturnian. It was like something out of your control. It was like something that brought out maturity out of you. You had your convenience messed up with. You know, you might have always easily accessed something in your life that now was taken from you, and then you had to rework everything. But in reworking it, you were like, oh my God, could I have done that all along had I thought differently about my entire situation as it pertains to children, as it pertains to money? And yeah, there's an energy here of there is some sort of continuity. It could have to do with creativity because of the water. Um, if you've transitioned and you were in a bad place mentally or financially and something just happened, a injection just occurred, there's this energy that right now you're okay to continue what you're doing. So whatever changes you've just made, just continue riding the wave. Whatever changes you've made to your mindset or to your, life, your work, your surroundings, that sort of thing. So that's the energy that we've been coming from. Curious what Scorpio season is going to be like for the collective. It's not long. It's going to be another 2 weeks. So angels, ancestors, spirit, now that we know where the collective is coming from, what advice can we give for how to make the most out of the remaining Scorpio season? Okay, we have the Knight of Swords. We have the Wheel. And Seven of Air from the Manara Tarot deck, which is explicit. So, where are we going to? I feel that there is quick action going on for many of us. It might be that you feel disoriented because I'm still picturing that man from the Judgment card. He was sort of like half raising, but he was still kind of folded in on himself. You might feel like things are dragging. You might feel like there's resistance to the things that you want to achieve. But if someone else was looking at it from the outside, or even when you look at it in the future, in the grand scheme of things, you are operating from a place of not just speed, but speed because now you have further information, right? Now that you've experienced a harsh change that you couldn't walk away from, that you couldn't stop beforehand, now you're utilizing the new data to move forward. I feel like there's a lot of communication going on, possibly even communicating with people from your past, and cutting people off. It's giving that like Libra level cutoff game, it's giving your best bet to move through the rest of the season is to cut off anything, any threads that are still available that would mess up this transition and would energetically pull you back into old patterns, old behaviors, and a self that you can no longer sustain as you move forward now that you've matured, now that you've been forced to mature by Daddy Saturn, right? The Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune is fate. It is something that you can't control. There's still going to be some major shifts that you're going to be seeing, at least for the rest of the season, for the Scorpio season. There will still be, life is still going to put certain moves to change the trajectory of where you're going, because this year is just a massive year for everyone. Let's see what the Wheel of Fortune, what kind of fated changes are coming your way. Perfect. 3 cards. Cosmic, blockage, Superman, Herbie. All right, so in terms of the Wheel of Fortune, this is giving higher realms, cosmic forces. This is, if there's like a little book of life, this was always going to be the page turner. This was always going to be, the next chapter after the previous chapter ended. I feel that for some of us, blockages that were placed upon us to do with love, divine love, long-term love, and security romantically are being lifted. If you've been in this like long 10-year cycle of on and off relationships and trying to find the one, for some of you, this could be the moment that the universe starts shifting. It's not giving you're going to meet your person this Scorpio season. It's giving your ancestors, your spirit team are working behind the scenes and opening up the pathway for you in a way that they hadn't before. And so, in the coming months, in the coming years, you should start to see the fruits of that. This is only the beginning. They're only beginning to lift some of these sanctions they had on your love life. Okay, it was ordained, it was beyond your control. You put your heart out there, you gave it your best. And now you've paid your penance. You've paid your penance enough that the route will open. In terms of the rest of the season, this Seven of Swords to me is giving, normally it's like deceit, but in this card it's giving you might have to play your cards right, you know, like if you're trying to, here's a great example, not necessarily what I'm seeing, but a good way to explain it. If you were in an abusive relationship and you were worried about how you were going to safely leave, it's like you're being advised that it's okay if you keep certain things to yourself. It's okay if not everyone understands everything that's going on in your life. It's okay if you keep certain things hidden if it's in service to your greater goal. So if it's to leave this abusive relationship, you know, you might have to give a few white lies. You might just have time that you don't explain where you were, you know, in service of the escape. So whatever it is that you're working towards, reveal only what you must and leave other things to be revealed at a time where you can be less tampered with, less sabotaged, that sort of thing. The cards that fell out are I Hate That I Love You, Loves When You Take Charge, and Saboteur. Saboteur, see? And so, yeah, you might be disconnecting with this Knight of Swords from bonds that were jealous bonds, bonds that were not giving to you, not loving to you, possibly people that wanted to stay in relationship with you despite knowing that they didn't like you. You know how some people kind of, they'd rather have their eyes on you than not, and so even if they don't like you, they keep inviting you to things, they keep living with you, all those sorts of things. Yeah, I feel like this Loves When You Take Charge isn't about other people, it's about yourself. It's like if you do this for yourself, you're going to thank yourself in the future. You're going to be like, you know what, if I had told them just the week before, if I had told them before I felt emotionally ready, this is exactly what they would have done, and the way that it would have derailed me for days, weeks, months, or years is just, you know, it's not worth it. And so let's give like a final card, a final message for my collective. Angels, Ancestor, Spirit, what's a final message to kind of wrap this entire message together? Oh, I reckon it was this one. I love this. Yeah, new start, new beginning. I feel like for those who think they need it, this is confirmation that if you were crying to the universe and going, when am I going to get through this? When am I going to finally say I'm on the other side? this is your omen. This video was here to tell you that you're already one foot on the other side and you're beginning a new phase of life. Whatever lessons that you've just had to get through, they were heavy, it was hard, but you're already on the other side. So embrace it. Allow yourself to have some secrets. Cut off anyone that you need to ruthlessly, like an air sign, okay? It's like, logically, this just doesn't make sense for you to be in my life anymore, so you gotta go. You got to go. Guys, it's been a pleasure, you know? I know you aren't getting to look at this, but I have to share because I got it like recently and I'm sharing with everyone. I bought it too so that I could take it with me to Zimbabwe so I can romanticize my life when I'm back home. That's another story for another day, but look at this. Look at this. Isn't it gorgeous? It's fabulous. So that's what's been lighting my way as I give you this reading. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed. I will try to do these often, but as you heard, I am at the mercy of my body and my health. So I hope you enjoy the rest of your Scorpio season. Stay witchy. Keep your prayers up. Pray. Stay optimistic. Cry when you have to. And I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.